Hello and welcome to Ask Mama Amy, a podcast promoting practical advice and resources for strong mothers. I'm your host, Amy Shao, single mom and estate planning attorney and founder of Shao Law. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to have Carreon with us today. She's a certified financial fiduciary and the founder of Reach Consulting Services team. Welcome, Kay.
Hi, Amy. It's such an honor to be here with you and excited to share my story to everyone.
That's so awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do and what kind of services do you offer to our audience? What is Reach Team?
Yeah, Reach is basically, we have an advocacy on financial literacy. So we help people to really put together a financial roadmap that would guide them and start creating a legacy for the people that they've loved, right? That is so important for us. And making sure that they make educated choices along the way. And we provide facts and information that will guide them. And we're also a very diverse group wherein we are a national and global broker, wherein we have different offices all over US. And the good thing on this one is we've actually worked on a personal level. We customize the financial roadmap on individuals and help them achieve their financial goals.
And Kay, I've known you for so many years. And one thing that really strikes me as very different about Kay from other financial advisors that I've worked with is Kay is very compassionate. And there's a story behind all that compassion. Would you be willing to share what made you decide to do financial planning, provide financial services? What was the backstory? What was the triggering event in your life?
Oh my God, Amy, I get so emotional. It makes me cry. Right? It's like going back, right? But the good thing is I'm very compassionate about this because I've been in the corporate world for about 23 years. And all we know is really like hustle, right? And work hard for other people. And we let people handle our own finances, right? And I think it's nice to go back when my hardest time is I got pregnant, after 12 years. I have a daughter who's I got her when I was young, and then I got pregnant at the age of, oh my God, got older, right? And at that point, I thought I have everything. And during my 7th month of pregnancy, I was at the age of 38, right? Everybody feels like I'm so old at that time. And during pregnancy, I got diagnosed with a rare form of cyst inside of my daughter's lungs. And the cyst is actually growing so big that it pushes her heart to the right. And not knowing that she could have a cardiac arrest inside of me, we could both die. So at that time, I was working in the corporate world and I thought I have financially put together, right? I'm secured, and not knowing I'm not. And my portfolio was not diversified. And that really encouraged me, like, oh my God, if you're giving me another opportunity to live, because the doctor came to us and said, okay, you could die anytime. So the only way for us right now is to really remove your daughter. I was 7 months pregnant, remove your daughter and then put her back. We're going to operate her and then we're going to remove the cyst and put her back inside your womb. And it's a very, my God, delicate operation. So there is no guarantee if we're going to both live, right? So I asked my faith and said, oh my God, what should I do? I don't want to use up all of my money on this health bills, right? Because my insurance is only going to pay a certain amount of money. And at that point, financially, I need to sell some of my rental homes and use some of my 401ks that I work hard for, right? That I was looking forward to enjoy it, during retirement. But, things happen, right? So the doctor said to me, it's like, hey, since this is a very rare disease, we could definitely pay some of it. And so my financial worry has been, lifted, right? But my situation now is like, what if we die, right? So that made me realize that, I need to learn how my relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
So on few days before the operation, they did the ultrasound, and they found out that blessing, miracle do happen. I respect every faith out there, and the cyst disappeared. The heart of
Wow.
yeah, the heart of my daughter went back to
Wow.
the left side, so everything went back to normal.
Mm. Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I said to myself, like, oh my God, I've been successful in my own ways. Like, but the whole point of it at the end of the day, what's going to happen, if something like this. And I know we all work hard for every single, penny, right? But it's not about the money. It's more of you living your life more in a different level, which is the balance, right? So after I gave birth, as a mom, I thought everything was normal, right? Because the doctor said, "Hey, we look at it, everything is okay." But before her first birthday, I felt there's something wrong with her
Mm.
because she's basically had you know chicken pox, infections during her 5 months. So I told the doctor, I felt like there's something wrong inside of her, and the doctor said, no, 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 everything is okay. But as a mom, I felt there's something.
Yeah.
So on her 11th month before her first birthday, I asked a doctor to do a CT scan on her MRI, and they told me the anesthesia, and all kind of stuff. And I said I felt that there's something, and that's where when they did the X-ray, they found out the cyst is growing again.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Oh God. Mhm.
and that's where I said to myself, "Wow, the bond of a mother and child, right?"
Mhm.
The doctor didn't even diagnose after giving birth,
Mhm.
so they scheduled on her 15th month, they scheduled an operation for her to remove 25% of her lungs,
Mm. Oh
because that's
my.
where the cyst is growing.
Uh-huh.
And that made me realize that, oh my God, I really need to make, because you
Mhm.
work hard, right? You don't own your time. And that's where I went back to school and took my license on the financial. And that's where I became an advocate for financial literacy, because that's where I realized that even though how prepared you are, but if you don't understand and if you don't diversify your financial portfolio, it's really going to be hard for you to recover, on the financial um,
Yeah.
struggles that I may
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And it was such a life and death situation that you had to go through. And you were working in the corporate world. You thought you were doing all the right things. People say
Yes.
to save on your retirement. You thought you were doing every step of the way. But when something happened like that, it was really quite a shock to the family. Huh?
It is. It is. It felt like you have everything that you have, but no, money, material things is nothing when you're faced in this kind of situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you could definitely make some changes, right?
Mm.
And really diversify it. So I've been an advocate of diversification.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And so would you say your daughter was kind of the triggering motivation of changing your path? Yeah.
Yeah, my priorities has changed. It's more of us letting money work for us than us working for money every single time. So I shifted my mindset, instead of paycheck to paycheck, right? We
Uh-huh.
need to find ways to have multiple stream of income.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
can definitely do that. We have a profession, but there
Hmm.
are ways on how to, really live the life that you really want by
Yeah.
really finding the balance. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what would you say out of this whole experience, life-changing experience, um, what was what allowed you to have that strength that you have to get through all of that?
I kind of reevaluated myself and kind of did some reflection. It's like going back to basic and makes you like, okay, who are the people that truly cares about me? We need to start surrounding ourselves with the people who basically wants to lift you and really encourages you. So I kind of eliminated some of the pressure, right? And start accepting what is truly important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me kind of realize that, being a stronger person, I always say tough times never last, but tough people do.
Mm.
There's always a hope out there. Yeah. So it's really surrounding yourself with, the people, and
Mhm.
start eliminating, some things that doesn't really need, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so what would how does that translate to then the financial services that you provide right now to your clients? And what different perspectives do you bring, and how do you serve them?
We actually, what I do is we do a consultative approach, more of holistic style, wherein we've actually wanted to understand more of what they want to accomplish than me pushing them, right? So
Mhm.
it's more of them wanting for me to understand, listening to what they want to achieve, and then work with them.
Mhm.
Because, in the financial, accumulation, we all started as a debtor, right?
Mhm.
When we started, as our kids growing, we had so many debts, and you become you say saver, you save money. And
Mhm.
then now you become a wealth builder because you're owning a house and all kind of things. And then now you become a wealth, accumulator. So
Mhm.
we help them go on different stages of life and make them realize that, hey, we could definitely save you some money here or enhance your policy. So we do an overall, evaluation of their current financial situation, and give them, recommendation, and give them options. So it's better for them to understand and guide them. And we do have policy reviews every year if they need it, and we do it complimentary.
Uh-huh.
And I tell my clients, there is no obligation and there's no expectation for them to get the services and product to me. I am
Uh-huh.
more here to educate them.
Yeah.
But you build the trust, and then they basically decide to work with us. And we're very fortunate. We've been in business for 12 years, and all of our business is all about referrals. And
Uh-huh.
that's a huge compliment for us. A huge compliment.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. What are some of the common financial mistakes that you've seen people make out of everybody that you've helped?
Sometimes we talk to our friends who are not really financial licensed. It's like talking to your friends, hey, this is what I did, this is what I've done, blah blah blah, and everything. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's not a cookie cutter. It's everybody has their own priorities. Priorities changes every year. So I would really encourage everyone to speak to a financial who are licensed, who actually have credentials that can really guide them, because that my biggest mistake too. Like
Mhm.
for my daughter who just graduated last Sunday, you know what? If I am not able to educate myself, I should say, 10 years ago,
Mhm.
I can proudly say that my daughter is debt free. She doesn't
Mhm.
have any student loan because I was able to learn. We're also do college planning,
Mhm.
for families, especially now. Most of our clients are basically like, the college is so expensive, and that's where we help them along the way to save money now that is tax free and tax exempt. And people would say, okay, that is too good to be true because, hey, this has been existed for so many years, but you just need to find time and to sit down with us,
Mhm.
right? If you want to learn, you really need to find time and, you know, give enough attention, because after we sit down, you will have a peace of mind. Because what's important is having a peace of mind, knowing that you have enough, you're comfortable, right? And you have a roadmap to follow, right? Because not everybody has that kind of, accessibility. So, find a trusted financial consultant. You
Mhm.
know, your friend can give you an advice, but your friend has a different situation like you have, right?
Yeah, and one thing that's really important, so you're a fiduciary, a certified financial fiduciary. And so tell us how that is important.
the main thing is we're looking out to the best interest of you, your
Mhm.
client, so I'm not here again to push them because this is what I think. It's more of what their needs and to accomplish their goal. So being a fiduciary, it's really the best interest of your client. And I don't charge for any.
Mhm.
That is my advocacy for
Mhm.
everyone. So when they come to me, I give them the best interest or the best option that
Mhm.
would fit into their needs.
Mhm. Mhm. And so some people would then ask, okay, so if there's no fee up front, then how do you guys get compensated? Would be the question.
Then again, the compensation comes in if they decide to work with
Mm.
us because the carriers are the one paying us, paying me. So then again, there is no expectation. Being a mom, I always tell my kids, uh, life is not fair. It's how you make it fair. I tell
Uh-huh.
them that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because out there, there's so many options, right? But you have to have stability and security to the people that you talk to, and I think that's important when I talk to my clients. It's, what, I've given you information.
Uh-huh.
You could go ahead and Google and talk to other people. I'm going to be speaking the same thing because I am more careful because I'm creating a legacy for you, right? I don't want to make any mistake as much as I can, no mistake, because the way I look at it, it's going to be, I'm touching your lives forever. So I can only give you options,
Mhm.
advices and recommendation that would fit into your current situation.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yeah, and I've known you for so many years, and your clients are all like referral based, and they've just been with you for so many years. And it's just the way, because of the way you treat them and you take good care of them.
yeah,
So
and
that's really awesome.
the good thing, Amy, too, is if it's not going to fit in right now to them, we stay in touch with them. The good thing
Uh-huh.
is they come back. They come
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they'll know. They'll know who's the good one.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. And so tell us, what would, as a mom and a business owner and a financial advisor, how do you juggle everything? How do you balance it all?
What's important is you like what you do. I don't feel even like I'm working.
Mhm.
Um, the time management is crucial, right? But I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy what I do. And I work more than, I should say, even though I work more than 8 hours, I feel like fulfilled,
Mhm.
because I'm able to touch someone's lives,
Mhm.
and it's just very, I should say, it's refreshing. you
Uh-huh.
know um the good thing on this one too is I have the autonomy. Even though I travel my business, I could do it virtually.
Yeah.
So it's, it created a lot more balance for me. Like,
Yeah.
if I work with somebody, I have to, stay with the computer from 8 to 5, right? But
Uh-huh.
this, I think, I tell my kids, when you make your career choice, it has to be that will give you happiness, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of like constant communication with
Uh-huh.
your kids. I think is so important.
Yeah.
um, this generation is very different, so we cannot be as intrusive to them and very impulsive and pushes
Mm.
the agenda, right? Because the kids has their mind on their own, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think it's more of instilling to them the critical
Uh-huh.
value of honesty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. And you've been a true inspiration for our local community here. So, how would you define a strong mom? What's your definition?
A strong mom for me is being a mindful mom.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Giving the confidence to your kids, giving, them the security that you're always going to be there for them,
Mm.
giving them a stable, relationship. Like, even though they make a mistake, it's okay,
Mm.
because making mistake leads you to, success too, because being successful is like, it's a trial and error along the way. It's not like always, you know good, right? There are
Mhm.
darkest
Mhm.
time in your life, It's how I tell everybody, how low can you go?
Yeah.
It's the law of gravity. You have to bounce back no matter what, right?
I like that.
Yeah. It's an equation. Like mathematically, I should say, subtract, eliminate the people who's negative to you, right? Add more people, to your circle, right? That can help you. Then divide the group, because not everybody's the same, right? And multiply it. If like we started the Positive Me community in Facebook,
Yeah.
I wrote a book. I'm always been positive. It's like positivities within all possibilities. That's the name of the book. And
that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us how we can contact you. How can people reach out to you? What's the contact info? And tell us more about the book as well.
Yes. You could also look for me at Facebook, Positive Me. That's the name of the community in Facebook. We also have Reach Financial Services in Facebook. They could reach our website at www.goreachteam.com. And also, we've also created a nonprofit organization, Abundantly Giving Foundation. They could look us up at www.reachcares.us. And they could reach me at 858-314-0312. Or through you, Amy.
Absolutely.
You've been such a great support for us too. Thank you. Thank you for all your support.
Absolutely, Kay. So before we end today's podcast, any parting words of wisdom for the community?
Just be real, be true to yourself, and really take care of yourself, self-worth. Because how can you exude positivity and care to other people if you don't really care to yourself? So I think it's important that you get hold of yourself and start accepting, embracing who you are. That will make really a difference to the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was wonderful, Kay. Hope to talk to you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Amy. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today on Ask Mama Amy. Head over to AskMamaAmy.com for all the show notes and links you heard in today's episode. You'll also get my free legal tool for you to name legal guardians for your children, so that you can leave them with abundant resources to support them and a total peace of mind. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review to tell us why. See you next time, mamas.